So this is going to be a game in the split here. I've got Jersey Swarovski on. I've got a pretty standard build here with Bay for reduced concealment and Sims for extra health, and then Swarovski obviously is reduced concealment. I've got torpedo speed, I've got perceptive on, so that you've got your twist and track ability, and I've got reduced concealment as well. The only one that's really interesting is Fox Flare, which is basically whenever you activate your radar, your guns fire, I think mine's is 8.5% quicker while radar is active. The main reason you want to have Fox Flare on though is when radar is active, which lasts 10 seconds in the split at 8 kilometer range, the second you then activate your smoke, the radar now extends for the duration the smoke is being deployed, and on this ship that's 20 seconds. So if you have radar up for 9.9 seconds and it's just about to expire because it's a 10-second radar, and then you activate smoke, the radar will now be active for the remaining 20 seconds. So it's a really powerful ability that gives you an extra 20 seconds on 10-second radar at 8 kilometers. So I'll be using that throughout this. So if you ever hear me shouting at my teammate Booz that I'm playing with, my division mate, and also we're part of the same fleet, if you hear me shouting at him, that's why. Anyway, back to the video. And I'll probably jump in a couple of times as well, just to explain a few things I'm doing. So right here, I'm going into B, and that's because I always say when you're flanked, but right here we've got two teammates on the right hand side, and you can see as well they don't have anything with their radar, so I can play a little bit more aggressive. That's allowing me to come in here. I'm taking a pretty centralised spot. I'm shooting torpedoes down on twist and track as well, trying to see if I can get any zoning torps. You could maybe argue that I only needed to put one there, but I'm just going to sit in the main cap here. Obviously, I go out of it like a fucking idiot there, but I should have just sat in the middle here, and all I'm trying to do is 1, spot for my team, 2, take caps. We've not seen where any of the other enemy team is right now, so my main priority is just getting spots on people. You can see they've got planes coming in here, but a mistake I see a lot of people doing is they'd open up in the synop or something like that right here. This is what a lot of low level players would do. You've got to think, what can you actually achieve by doing that? You'll maybe get a little bit of damage on them. You've just opened yourself up to being spotted. The main thing I'm doing here is a split. If another DD pushes into me, which I check, none of them have got radar, so I've got the advantage here, is if they push in, I radar them, I wait for radar to be off cooldown, and then I activate smoke. So I'm just pushing in. We've got the cap, drop some torps on Synop. You can see that he's in a position right now, he's trying to pull to the right, so I want to drop torps in front of him, because just from playing against people, you know that they're going to go ahead. So now I've seen that smoke's over here, and also you can see on the radar on the top, on the minimap on the top left, that their destroyer's over there. So we've got a destroyer hiding in smoke, and I've got a radar, and I think those torps were looking pretty good on Synop. So what am I going to do here? You want to push in, you want to be aggressive, you've got the advantage. He's only got a Colorado backing him up. Yeah, he hits hard, but he doesn't have many guns, and he's got slow fire rate. He's a big battleship. So I know I can be really aggressive here on the destroyer, and I've got my teammate Booz backing me up. So all I'm going to do is push in, and remember the combination here is radar, and look, it's up for 10 seconds right now. I'm shouting at Booz in game, don't use his, and the second mine's about to run out, then I activate smoke for another 10 seconds. I'm spotted by their Colorado to the left, but if he wasn't here, like he's behind the island now, I'm not spotted. The mask can't see me because he's in his smoke, and I've just got 30 seconds of radar on him, and all I've got to do is just shoot. This is abusing how broken this ship can be. Obviously that guy who just sat in the smoke, he should have been one. I don't know why the fuck he was smoked up to begin with, but anyway, there we go with that. We can still see that Colorado's pushing in here, so close range. My two options would be 1, run, try and burn him down, but I'm close enough, I can just get torps off. So we'll do that. They're starting to take B as well. If you look at the minimap, always be looking at the minimap in game. That's what separates like okay players from really good players. You're keeping an idea of what's going on in the game. Colorado, really bad at dodging. It's a slow, big, heavy ship with hard hitting guns and slow fire rate. He's not even paying attention to me here, so we'll drop torps all in front of him, try light fires on him, shoot into the superstructure the whole time, and there we go, bang, 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 bang. 3 hits, flood caused. I'm pretty sure he damaged Con because we set a fire earlier, so he should be DC down. And no, he wasn't, because look, my damage numbers aren't going up. So if I set a fire here, he's DC'd that flood. So all we need to do is one fire and he's basically done for. I'm still using my smoke here to hide. And at that point, the team's managed to help out enough that he's just gone. So we've won the right hand side here, and we've capped B. So now we're capping C as well. So me and Booze and the other split here, we're going to head back in and we're going to try and get B. That's now priority. We've won this side. All we need to do is just get B, because it's still a pretty close game here. It's anyone's game. Got my speed boost active. I've not really wasted any abilities or made any blunders or that yet. So it's a pretty good game so far. We've definitely done everything we needed to on our part. The main objective now is just get in the middle, start getting shots in the Synop, push him off the cap. When you're playing with another DD like I am here, you can alternate between you both. One of you spots, one of you goes in smoke and shoots. And that way none of you ever revealing yourself. You've got 2 sets of tops you can keep throwing down. It's a pretty powerful combination. The only bad thing about this is we are messing our team up for spots because we're both right beside each other. Ideally what you always want to do is split your destroyers up for better spotting, better torpedo angles, and better map control. But when you do have 2 you backed up with each other, both with radars, like any other DDs that come into us, we've got a minute of radar. So if they try and use our smoke, we can just claw them out of it. You can see they've still got planes coming at us. If it's Russian planes, you want to be head on to the bombers. In fact, with any bombers you want to be head on, and then with torpedoes you want to with any bomber planes you want to be head on, unless it's I'll let you know what I'm saying there. Torpedoes you want to be head on, and bombs you want to be side on. Unless it's the Russians, you want to be head on. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, I'm just chucking a couple of torps out there at the Synop. We can see that twist and track, perceptive, is telling us that the closest person is left, and it's contested, so we knew someone was about to be in the cap. It's a Somers right there, who's driven into an island, shooting centre mass, maybe a little bit behind him, and then he's just gone dark with his smoke. So what am I going to do? I'm going to radar. Obviously my radar is not going to last long enough here, and I don't have a smoke, but if I did, I could have activated that. However, Booze is right behind me, and I'm pretty sure he's got his radar active because he's not used his yet, or I hope he does. Or in fact, I think if I'm right, he used it earlier in game, and I said to him to keep it or something, and this was the exact kind of reason I'd want to say to him to keep it. And you can see, if I didn't have Booze here, I could have played that better, and I could have held off on my radar until my smoke was going to be off cooldown, and I would have had him, the Somers lit up the whole time. And now we can see they've got the Maggie coming in, so he's got backup, and I'm not exactly the healthiest here, so I'm going to have to look to start running away. So I'm going to drop. Oh, if I was playing this again, I probably would have backed off, but you know what, the smoke is going to help me here, and I'm pretty sure that's the radar came in from. Oh no, he's just been spotted. So that's, anyway, their Somers down, and I'm keeping a nice central position here, where if a Maggie wants to take the cap, which he needs to, he's then got to push into me. And that's where American, or not even American, just any destroyers that don't have utility can find it really difficult in this meta. Because what were those Somers options? One, push into me, and the other split with radar. We can hide in smoke, radar him, he can't shoot us, he just gets clapped. Like, that's what we want him to do. or B, back off, throw torps at us, which is what he tried doing earlier. They were on cooldown. He can't really do much. It's a difficult meta to play in, but anyway, here we're capping and we're looking at what else they've got left in the team. They've got a battleship and a destroyer who have chased our aircraft carrier. So they've chased the kite, leaving us to get all the objectives and basically win. So they've basically thrown for their team. Whether if they just left our aircraft carrier and came to fight me and Booze in the splits, like they would have probably won the game for their team. Because look at what their aircraft carrier is doing. Yeah, he throws a plane at us every now and again, but it's not really doing much. And I'm just free to play the objective because why not play the objective? That's what you'd be doing as a destroyer. I can't spot. There's no one near me, so I can just go and cap bases. And if their destroyer comes at me, I've still got one radar left to get him. So I'm just heading over now. I can get A. My twisting track tells me it's their battleship that's the closest guy to me. We already knew that. It's not really a big issue. Like, no one on their team's close enough, and they've put themselves in that position where they've tried to chase the aircraft carrier. If I was up against a better team, they wouldn't have bothered to do that. I would have had to fight that. I would have had to have fought them, for B. And we probably wouldn't have point control now, because even if they were to kill Booze and the other split there, and they were to kill my other battleship, we still have point and cap control. I can just sail to the edge of the map, and now they've got to try and kill me. That's the power of staying alive as a destroyer. Always try and keep alive and have your life. Putting torps well out ahead of Brandenburg there, because I can see that he's kind of slowed down. But if he's going to be playing smart, he would be going straight for B, which means he's going to be accelerating a little bit there. And then I'm using this island to allow me to get shots off on him, because why would you not? Like that also separates kind of mid to good destroyer players, is like using islands and not using smokes to get shots off. And I know I'm spotted here, but he can't get me because I'm right behind an island. Like little things like that, like getting a fire on him. That's what makes a difference. And then you can see my torpedoes a bit ahead of him. There we go, we hit him with one, and then at that point he's kind of free for the whole team to try and finish off. And the main thing now is once I get him out the way, then my twist and track will switch to their destroyer. I can't remember what it is. And once it switches to them, I'm basically hunting the killer on their destroyer. Because we're kind of just playing clean up at this point. Yeah, but I'm going to get the Kraken on there. And I think I started shouting at Booze here as well to let me get the kill, because I was like, I've got 4. I want to get the Kraken. So that's why he's not shooting there. Like, that's a good thing about playing with teammates. And you can see the Brandenburg had his guns trained on our battleship, so that's how I knew I could open up there. Don't just start open water gun boating battleships and cruisers and stuff like that. And a destroyer, it's 9 times out of 10 it's not worth it. You're going to lose the fight. But if they're looking the other way, they're low in health, and there's someone like the Germans or Americans that have got massive big superstructures with tons of health, then yeah, by all means, open up, try and see what damage you can get. So we got the Kraken there. We've got all 3 caps. Now we can finally chase kills. This is where like so many destroyer players will make the mistake of early on in the game, they would have just gone for that aircraft carrier, when it's like he's not the threat now. Like he might threaten to kill me, but he's not threatening to win the game. The thing that will win the game for them would have been if their destroyer and their what was that we just killed? Oh, it's an Ostergotland. Brandenburg, sorry. If they pushed into B, they'd taken B. They had cap control of A. They'd probably be winning now, but there we go. We hunted down the Oster with twist and track, and sure enough, there he was. And if it was a DD with smoke, we had a radar left, so he was dead anyway. And Booze had called out to me earlier that he was 1 tap, so I knew that I could hunt them down. So there's a 6k, and we've now got a minute left to try and get north and kill the Lexington. Spoiler, that doesn't happen, but there you go. There's how to like play the split. And the thing, I think it really shined earlier when we attacked C and we killed that destroyer. I can't remember what it was, but it's the fact that if you know how to play your radar and play your timings, like you can abuse people hiding in smoke. They can't see you, you can see them. Then you extend it with the smoke. Now you've got 30 seconds to unleash on them. There was another game as well after this where two cruisers were hiding in smoke. It was a Charles Martel and was it a Wukong or something that could deploy smoke, and it ended up being because I was in the split and I had two battleships behind me. I activated the smoke and activated the radar, and it's just so powerful. I really think this is one of the best ships at the tier. And there you go, tons of damage. And if we check the results, yeah, 3-5, nearly 3-6 XP. You know, we capped, we spotted, we finished off kills. We done everything we needed to as a split there. So that was like one of the best games I've had in it. Yeah, did Booze let me get a lot of the kills there and kind of back me up the whole time. Yeah, and was the enemy team a kind of average team? Yeah, but it was also, I think, a good example of like pretty solid destroyer play there, and you know how good the split can be if it's played right.